All right. Oh my goodness. Thanks for doing this with me.
Thank you for inviting
It's
me.
more fun when I have somebody with me. I feel so weird
I'm
sitting
really
outside
excited.
talking to myself for an hour.
Oh.
I don't know why, because I talk to myself all the
Well, I was
time.
gonna say I talk to myself too.
But for some reason it's weird.
No.
All right. Welcome to my channel, Duckpotatoe's World. This is episode 26 of Created to Create, my monthly vlog about all my knitting and crochet. I have a special guest hostess with me today. This is my friend Antonia.
Hello.
So for anyone who is a returning viewer that's been watching for a while, she was a brand new knitter almost a year ago.
Yeah.
A little less than a year ago.
About a year now.
She was on one of my bonus sodes when we were at the East Texas Fiber Festival. And so she's still knitting and doing such a good job. So proud of her.
I am super excited with my newfound craft. I love it.
Oh, I'm so glad. I taught my friend Faith to knit, and she taught a whole bunch of teenagers, like young adult women to knit, and she calls them her knitting children. And I'm like, does that make them my knitting grandchildren?
Yes.
Because that makes me feel old.
It does.
But you're one of my knitting children, not my grandchildren. So again, if you are returning viewers, welcome. I'm so glad you came back. If you are finding us for the first time, good luck to you. I'm so glad you chose to spend your leisure time hanging out with us. I know that there are a million video podcasts, vlogs, whatever you want to call what I do, that you could pick to watch, and so I'm really grateful that you've chosen to hang out with us today. It has been, June has been crazy. You guys, you can ask my friend. I have, no one in my family is allowed to fall or break anything or get sick because we've had my mother-in-law get diagnosed with cancer. My grandmother has fallen and broken a bone. I literally called my mother. Then they did this like within a week of each other. I called my mom and said, look, you cannot get sick or break a bone. It is not your turn. All the turns have been taken. But everybody is doing okay. My grandmother is healing well. The doctor's prognosis for my mother-in-law is actually pretty good. There's a good reason to believe we'll be able to achieve remission. So
That's awesome.
that is good. But it has been a little dramatic, a little traumatic for me this last month. I think one day I just got tired of dealing with life and I went to sleep like 5 o'clock at night and I slept till like 10 o'clock the next day. That was the day I was supposed to come help you.
Yes.
I didn't go.
Sometimes you just need that. Your body needed it.
So Antonia and her family are like homesteaders or farmers or I don't know, something really cool. Tell them about your Get the R.
We have chickens, and so this is the 4th year maybe that we've processed our own chickens, our own broilers.
That's the kind of chickens you eat, because apparently there's two different kinds. For those of you who are city girls like me, there's chickens that you get eggs from, and then there's a whole different kind of chicken that you eat, and you don't do both with the same chicken.
Well, and I still don't know all the terminology. I'm like, the one that you barbecue. So
That's my favorite kind of chicken.
Yeah, so we did that, and that took several hours, but I'm glad that it's done, and
I promised to help.
don't have to
Because
think about it next
in my
till next year.
defense, it was originally going to be on a Tuesday.
It was.
And then she switched it to a Monday, and I did not come help. But she forgave me.
I did.
Which I appreciate.
I understand.
And it sounds like I didn't miss.
Nope.
Didn't sound like very much fun.
No. I'm glad that was over.
Feeding the chickens is fun.
Yes.
Holding and petting the chickens.
Yes,
Gathering the eggs. I've
that's
done all
fun.
those things. Those were fun.
It's like an Easter egg hunt.
Yeah.
They're little bastards.
And they're so cute. Some of her chickens will let you pet them and hold them. They're sweet.
Some of the little bantams will like fly out and want to be held.
Yeah.
Because they're flighty, the little bantams. They're so lightweight. And
But the meat chickens were, you said they were dirty and...
They're just a dirtier, a messier bird. It's harder to keep clean
And really messy when you start to butcher them, so there's that.
Yes. I love my egg-laying hens. Those are my babies.
So, but you said that some meat chickens are easier than others, right?
Yes. I feel like Cornish cross, like people have various opinions about why they think Cornish cross is great and why they do not want Cornish cross. And we did Freedom Rangers this year, and I don't think we would do that breed again, but
So you guys like the Cornish cross?
Okay. To each his own.
I like having a friend who gives me free eggs.
Yeah.
That's what I like. Oh, we did the same thing at the same time. We hang out a lot. Maybe too much. All right. So anyways, that gets you caught up. That's what was going on with June. So I know I haven't put out like any sock machine videos. We didn't even finish homeschool till halfway through the month. And then we had, it's almost as soon as homeschool stopped, we had health issues with family members. So it's just been kind of a lot. But I am optimistic that July is gonna
kind of simmer down.
Yeah, simmer down for 2 weeks until we have Vacation Bible School and go to Arkansas for the Arkansas Yarn Crawl. So the end of July, not so much, but for the next couple of weeks, I'm hoping to have some downtime. I want to get some sock machine stuff done because I know a lot of you guys really look forward to watching my sock machine go round and round. I have to admit, I like to listen to the clicking noise it makes as it goes.
It's very satisfying.
Yeah.
A little.
It's like a white noise thing. I don't know. I like it. I like noise.
That would be a really good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a white noise thing. I like it. So anyway, I do have plans to get some of that up this summer. Lord willing, and the creek don't rise, I'll get it going in the next couple of weeks. So we are going to talk about what we are wearing. I am not wearing anything hand knit today because it's hot and I haven't finished anything for me in a while. But Antonia is.
Yes, I am wearing my Caldana. I consider this my first big girl project. It is, you know.
Your big girl project?
Something that's not out of the knitting for beginners, you know, that looks, you know, very obvious that a beginner did it. But I don't know, maybe someone might think it looks like a beginner did this too.
Oh,
but
it looks beautiful.
I'm very thrilled with it and I'm happy. And this is the Aperture Caldana by Rebecca McKenzie. And the colorway is Fort Worth Stockyards by Bashful Armadillo.
And we bought this at the DFW Fiber Festival, right?
Yes. And so I really wanted to wear it. I just finished it a few weeks ago, and I told Katie, I said, "Isn't it too hot?" And she's like, "No, it's like a Caldana. It's fine." I'm like, "Oh, okay. I can totally wear it."
Yeah, so, I haven't knit that yet, but this girl is giving me. My mom did. My mom has knit a couple of them, and every time I go to a festival, Bashful Armadillo has been there. They were at DFW, they were in Canton, and they were at the Yellow Rose Fiber Fiesta. And every time I'm like, I want to get the Piney Woods and knit the Caldana, and every time I don't do it. So sooner or later.
This is the year.
Yeah, sooner or later, I'm sure it will happen.
This is the year.
Because I consistently go back and go, I should really buy that. But then there's, you know, you have to decide what you're going to buy when you're at festivals and stuff. You can't just buy everything.
All the things.
Because then your husband would divorce you. Or you would go bankrupt. Or both. So you have to be choosy. But yeah, so I think she did great. I'm so proud of her. And she styled it so pretty. I love it with this blue shirt and her sunflower earrings.
Well, I rarely have something that I think, oh, this would go perfect with this. But because there's so many colors, I have a couple solid colored tops that just go.
And she can wear that yellow. I have a sweater I knit that's this yellow because I love this color. And then when I put it on, I was like, ooh, not a good color on me.
I think
But
it would
it
look
looks really
pretty
good
if you like.
I started wearing a black shirt underneath it, so it kind of cuts the yellow from right up in my
Mm-hmm.
face, and that helps. But yeah, you look pretty in that yellow.
Thank you.
All right, and then now let's see. I have finished 2 objects since last month. The first one I can't show you because it is the Healer Puppy Beanie by Jennifer Borchert. And I did it in Hobby Lobbies. I love this yarn, and I already gave it to my niece. But I'll put a picture of my niece wearing it. She really liked it. My nephew did wear the bluey hat that I showed you guys from last month, but I never got a picture of him in it. He wouldn't put it on when I was in the room.
I'm so shy.
I know. I left the room, and apparently he told everyone he wanted to wear his bluey hat and put it on and ran around with it, and my husband tried to take pictures, but for some reason, instead of taking a picture, it took a short video.
Oh.
And I can't figure out how to get a picture out of the video because the beginning and end of the videos are not cute pictures. Like, there's a cute part in the middle. Anyway, I couldn't figure out how to get the picture out of the video. But my niece and my nephew both liked their hats. They were adorable. Oh my gosh, I'll tell you a funny story about me. I crocheted that hat, and I finished it, and I put all the yarn together, and I took it up to the library to donate because I'm like, I'm not going to use this yarn ever again. I came home that night, and I finished seaming it up, and I'm like, all right, now it's time to make the braids and the pom-poms. all that yarn that I donated was locked up in the library. And this was like Thursday night before the party on Saturday, and I had plans on Friday. So I had to send my husband up to the library, and he had to like beg them to let him into the yarn stash so he could take back my donation so I could finish the hat. And then I took it back, the leftovers up and donated them again. And there again. Yeah, my husband was like, why did you donate it? I was like, I don't know. I finished crocheting all the pieces, and in my head I was done with the crochet. I didn't even think about needing to make the braids and the pom-poms. Yeah, don't do that. That's silly. But yeah, so I finished that, and then I also finished another Books and Hooks bag by Kathleen Fuller. So her new pattern is out. It is available on her website. It is KathleenFuller.com is her website, and then she has like a little link that says knitting and crochet patterns. I'll put the link to the exact pattern in the description box down below. But this is the one I finished. I showed you last month. I crocheted this one.
So cute.
Yeah. Well, I made another one, but I made a smaller version, and I made a flap instead of a handle, and it holds my Bible.
I love how you put the little
the little knitting yarn. So yeah, I have this little Bible that is the one I carry to and from church and around in my purse and stuff. I call it my purse Bible, although it's not in my purse right now because my purse is kind of small. But yeah, so I just made this little flap. I have no idea if I did it right. I mean, I guess there's not a right and a wrong. It's my flap, and I made it. And I'm going to get, Hot Springs Fiber Company has these little magnetic closures, and you like can sew them onto your project, and then it will have a magnetic closure.
Oh, that would be
but
cute.
I don't have it yet, so I've been sticking this darning needle.
It's cute.
So it works too.
It looks like it's supposed to be like that.
But yeah, I was really happy. This is from a Noro yarn. I have the ball band. Here we go. Noro Kurion, and it has some Japanese letters that I don't know what they mean. But it is a 50-gram ball, and I only used about 44 grams. I think I used 60 when I did this one. I think that one was a Noro yarn too. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But yeah, so I just wanted something because my Bible has been in my purse. Like she said, I always carry it around in my purse, and it was getting like damaged and bent. My pages were getting ruffled and stuff, and I didn't like that. So this does keep it.
Yes.
Keep it neat and tidy.
Together. And the way it it's kind of fitted around it. Helps hold it
well,
together.
I just measured this one. This one, the pattern has you chaining 33 to start. So I measured this one, and I just did a proportion. Like I measured the Bible, and so see how much smaller I wanted it to be. And so I think I changed 25 for the littler version. And then, like I said, I was going to do handles, but my husband was like, no, you should do a flap, because if it's open on top, stuff may still get in there and mess with the pages, which is what I didn't like in the first place. So I was pretty proud of myself. I figured out how to make that flap. And it still matches the pattern fairly well. It's not perfect, but it was really hard to think about because you're doing this one in the round, and then I had to do it flat. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I'm for my inexperienced level of crochet, I'm pretty darn happy with it. So that is my only other finished object. All right, and then we have been working on all kinds of things.
Yes.
So I'm gonna let you show your whip first. I'm telling you.
Oh, okay.
My friend here, I have serious project envy because she picks all the best things to knit, and then I have to copy her.
So I am in the process of making is it Tolly shawl?
I've been calling it the
Tolly shawl. And it is by Alina Apasova, and I haven't gotten very far on it, but what would this be considered? Like the end right there?
This shawl is knit from wing to wing, so it gets bigger, and then halfway through your hank, you start decreasing, and then it gets smaller.
And I think these look like little stegosaurus.
I kind of do.
Like a little dinosaur, the tops of the stegosaurus or whatever.
And so this was a brave project for you because you had to learn a lot of new things.
Oh my goodness, yes. I didn't think I was going to be able to do it, but I did it. And this yarn is a bamboo yarn from Theodora's Pearls, and the colorway is Egyptian Stucco. And it's just very lightweight, when you knit it, it kind of creates this really loose, drapey effect, it says. And I can tell that from the way it's
yeah, it's going to be beautiful.
being knit. So
where
yeah,
did you
I'm
find
really
the
excited.
pattern? Like, where did you hear about
it? It was when we were at the DFW Fiberfest last year. It was included in the yarn.
Oh, so it was like a kit.
Yes, it was a kit.
Oh, okay.
And so you got the yarn, and then it also gave you a code to go onto Ravelry and
Gotcha.
get the pattern. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
Well, yeah, so I have been having Project Envy. Every time she pulls it out, I was like, ooh, I kind of want to knit that. But I got too many things going. I don't need to add something else. And then she'd pull it out again. I'd be like, ooh, I kind of want to knit that. And so then finally, in the middle of everybody falling and getting diagnosed with cancer, I decided I needed a stress cast on. And so I am also knitting a Tolly shawl.
And yours is really pretty.
I would love to tell you what this yarn is,
so pretty.
except it was in a bag of shop samples that Tracie from Hot Springs Fiber Company gave to me, and the label was just a white blank label. So I think it's a Euro Yarns fingering weight linen and cotton, but I am not certain of that. I don't know the colorway, but I'm a little further along. This has been my poolside knitting instead of my socks, because we'll talk about my socks in a minute. But I just knit a little faster than you do.
You do.
I mean, I've had a lot more practice. But still, yours is a lot more drapey. Mine is, I probably should have gone up a needle size. Mine is kind of
But once you block
stiff.
it, it'll kind of open it up a little bit.
Yeah, and linen, a lot of times with linen, the more you wash it and work with it and wear it, the drapier it gets. So,
That's gonna.
but I
be
mean,
good.
mine's not going to be as big as yours either, because I'm already almost halfway through my ball. Like,
Oh,
I probably
wow.
can only do maybe 2 more repeats.
I need to weigh my.
I think I've done like 21 so far. I'm not going to get the 33 that the pattern suggests. So, mine will just be a little short summer
Yeah.
scarfy thingy. And I put it in my little All With Love bag that I won at the Yellow Rose Fiber Fiesta. This is the first
so
time I've
cute.
used this bag. I actually really
It's
like
like a little
it.
wristlet.
Yeah, I like the little wristlet. I like that it unbuttons, so I can I've attached it to my purse or my swim bag at the water park. I hang it on the side of that. And then you can string the yarn up through this little center thing and snap it.
Cute.
So it kind of keeps it from falling out, which if you're carting it around the water park, is important. So yeah, I'm actually really happy with this little bag. So
That is really
I
cute.
like All With Love bags.
I might
I have
to get one
several
those
of
when we
her,
go.
several
September
different ones.
is my birthday month, so
All your birthday
Tony
presents?
goes, well, there's your birthday present. I guess.
We still, y'all, her husband, she told him, I need a yarn winder. This girl, and I did not know this, she has been hand balling all of her hanks of hand-dyed yarn.
I've gotten really good at it. So if y'all need
I'm thinking,
someone,
I have a ball winder and Swift you could borrow anytime. I didn't even think about how she was working with her yarn.
like speed writing now.
So she makes hand wound balls all the time. And she told her husband, I really need a ball winder and Swift. And she picked one out and put it in the Amazon cart and everything. And they
It
gave,
magically.
what did they give you for
disappeared.
Mother's Day?
A wallet, which
A
I
wallet.
did need a wallet.
It's
I
a very nice
actually
wallet.
needed one.
But it was very funny. I was like, I thought you were getting a ball winder and Swift. And she was like, so did I.
Well, yes, it does. Now I know how to do. I know how to carefully undo the little yarn things that hold the.
How are you doing? Like, you putting it over a chair or something?
Yeah, I put it over the edge of the dining room chair, and then it goes around, and I take a couple rounds off. I take another couple rounds off. So.
So I got a ball winder from Michael's right away, but I didn't have a Swift for a long time, and I used to make my poor husband stand there with the yarn on his hands and do this number here while I wound balls. That made him buy me a Swift as a gift pretty quickly.
There you go.
He didn't like doing that very much.
Well, Tony was at one point holding the yarn for the work in progress, but then that ended really quickly, and so I just put it on the edge of the chair.
I should have brought my ball winder and Swift so we could have wound some of your stuff while I was here today. I didn't think about it. Oh, I should have mentioned that. We are filming at Antonia's house today, not my house. She has kids too, but her house is just bigger and quieter than mine because her family they go back into the house and we don't even know they're there. there is no back end to my house. My house is built like a wagon wheel. It really is. Like there's the living room and then all the other rooms in the house. It's a 4-bedroom house, but everything is like around it like a spoke in a wheel, which just means that you're never outside of shouting distance. Like everybody's very close together. And because my office is in my dining room, no, my kitchen. My office is in my kitchen. Everybody's always walking, you know, through. I tried filming outside last month, and I thought it looked good on camera, but it was so miserably hot, y'all. I didn't want to do that again. I might do it again in the fall. When it
You didn't look like you were hot, though.
That's good, because I felt like I was dying.
Relaxed.
That was my favorite shirt. I still love that ranunculus.
Love that shirt, too.
Oh, so happy with that. So here, I'll talk about my socks next. So these were my original poolside knitting project, and they got backburnered for the Tolly. I take my boys to the local water park like almost every week, and lots of times Antonia and her boys come too.
Yeah, we like the logo.
But I have made some progress on
Ooh,
these.
I love that color.
Last month they were on 2 circular needles, and you will notice this month they are not. I almost always knit mine 2 at a time on 2 circular needles, but this pattern, I figured this out while they were still on 2 circular needles. This pattern has, as you go around and do the little texture pattern there, you can see it there, you actually borrow a stitch off the back needle and put it on the front, and then knit a round or 2, and then move the one off the front back onto the back. Well, that's fine if you have 2 circulars for your first sock. It's a problem for your second sock because there's no way to move that stitch on the needles. So after doing some really seriously creative acrobatics, because I was knitting at the homeschool convention with these and they were on the 2 circs, because that was in June, I came home and put them on double points because that was crazy. So I'm still knitting them at the same time in so much as I knit like,
Oh, that's a cute little seashells.
just realizing something is weird here. They're not ending in the same. Somehow I've gotten them off kilter, but anyway, they should be exactly the same, but they're not. So I'm not real sure what I've done wrong. I've gotten one backward or something. Anyway, I'll figure it out later. You can see here this is the cuff, and here are the fish eyes, and then you start the scales. So this is the front of this sock for sure, but this one, here's the eyes on this side, but my marker's on this side, so I've got it turned around. I probably need to do like one more pass and then move my stitch marker.
Those are going to be so fun.
Anyway, they're kind of complicated, and I was not doing complicated poolside knitting this summer. So that's why they have been worked on a little bit since you saw them, but
Those
not
needles
much.
are I've never
DPNs you haven't worked with?
I haven't worked with those. Those are a little intimidating.
They're just the same. I know, it's because there's all those points, but you still only ever use, 2 at a time. The other ones are just holding on to stuff.
Oh, okay.
So I'm clearly, I think one of these it needs an extra row done. I'm not as even. I was trying to like do one round and then put it down and then do one round and then pick the other one up, and that way they stay even, because that's one of the reasons I like to do 2 at a time, is I don't have to count my rounds. I just, sock A and sock B are always the same number of rounds, but that's not going to be true with this one. So, and I've just been kind of pinning them together with the and then, anyway, so that's my other poolside knitting. Not very much has happened with that, but a little bit, because I switched poolside knitting projects. Oh, you guys got something in my glasses. My glasses are so dirty. I'm so excited I ordered new glasses. I'm also a little nervous, because normally I try them on, right? At the shop, like people of my generation do. Well, this time I got super uber fancy, and I ordered them online, and I tried them on virtually with like a little picture thing. So I hope they look good. I'm really nervous. I'm like, are they gonna look all right when they come in?
Oh, I bet they will.
I'm excited about them. I ordered them from Pear, so they're like clear plastic glasses like I had when I was 7, and they have magnetic toppers, and you can change out.
Oh, change the color.
Change the color
Oh,
of the design.
fun.
I have a sunglass topper, so I don't have to carry 2 pairs of glasses around.
Oh,
'Cause
awesome.
I have to have my sunglasses. So
You
yeah.
have to tell me how you like
Sorry,
those.
that was totally random. They don't come in till July 5th, so you'll get to see them next month. But yeah, I'm excited about those. All right, let's see. What have we talked about? We talked, my summer hexie blanket that I'm knitting by Mallory Crawl has had absolutely nothing new added to it. So I still have, I think I had done the center and 3 rings last month. I haven't done anything new, so I didn't even bring it to show you. It looks the same as last month. You can go check it out on last month's video if you want to see what it looks like.
It looks beautiful though.
I need to get busy though, because the bacon's...
When's their baby?
It's due in the fall, but I know yeah, I think it's due in the fall. I don't know. There's 2 people I know having babies, and I'm not really sure which ones do when, but I think I have another like month or 2.
And then it'll be perfect as it starts to get cooler.
Yeah, but I need to get it done because I have not gotten it done.
How many rings does it have all the way around, like when it's finished?
Well, the original pattern doesn't do it in rings. They do it, I think, from corner to corner and make a hexagon, like a rectangle made of hexagons. But, you know, I'm not doing that. I'm crocheting it. I crocheted a center ring, and then I'm crocheting rings around it. And I'm going to make it round. So far I've done 3 rings, and I think I have enough yarn to do 2 more rings. So it'll be 5 rings plus the center, so 6 if you count the center total. Assuming I have enough yarn to do that. I think I do. And I have planned out the next ring. Like, I decided what colors I'm going to do and everything. I just literally haven't touched it since last month. And the culprit, the reason I haven't touched it since last month, is because of my V-Back tee by Jennifer Hoffman. So I showed that to you last time. I think I had gotten down to the yoke. And then after we talked, I knit some more. I got down to about here. And I blocked it and tried it on, and it was enormous. I could have put my child, he could have crawled up inside it with me, and we could have been a 2-headed person. It was really big. So I was about halfway done with it.
We love our children.
Frogged the whole thing. Ripped the whole thing out and started over. So in the last month, I have knit half a sweater, frogged it, and then almost knit the whole sweater again, which is why nothing else has been done. So let me get it for you, and I'm going to try it on, and I'll show it to you. This is the V-Back tee by Jamie Hoffman. I had originally started off with a size 12, and I frogged that one and went down to a size 10. And I'm pretty happy with how it fits. It's
cute.
It can be worn either way. So this is the version where the circular neckline is in the front, and then the V is in the back.
Yes.
I don't know if
Yes, you can. Cute.
So this is my husband's favorite way to wear it. He likes it this way because I think it is very close fitting across here,
Yes.
and he seems to like that. But it can also be worn the other way. So give me a second. I'm going to flip it around and show you with the V in the front. This is the same sweater with the V in the front. So this is actually the way I like it a little bit better. I still have to do the sleeves, which they aren't real long sleeves. They'll be about like that long. And I need to, I think I'm going to add maybe an inch, maybe 2 more inches before I do my ribbing. My ribbing will be about the same as up here, about an inch of ribbing. And so I think I'm going to add like an extra inch of length. The pattern doesn't call for it, but it tells you, you know, if you need a little length.
Hashtag goals.
Thank you.
I really like it.
I'm glad. I'm, you know, it was frustrating as it was to rip out half a sweater and start over. I'm very, very happy because this fits me so much more in a way that I like. I don't mind oversized things on other people. I think it's super cute. But on me, I just feel like I'm already big enough, and now I just look bigger. Like, adding extra fabric doesn't seem to flatter me, in my opinion. I feel like everything looks a little better if it looks like it actually fits. So I'm much, much happier with it this way. And I love, this is Seriously Sock fingering weight yarn from Hot Springs Fiber Company, and the colorway is Fuchsia Bread. And this is hand-dyed yarn, and I love how it has turned out in the sweater. Yes. I wasn't really sure. Hand-dyed yarns, you know, they have variation, and there is some variation. Like, I have a darker strip kind of down in the middle, and I feel like the bottom is a little bit lighter. But y'all, I am using, I had a total of almost 400 grams, but it was 5 different lots. So there's 5 different lots of yarn going on here. So I feel like overall, it is pretty even and consistent. So I'm really pleased with my sweater.
And I like the name too.
Fuchsia bread. Yeah, it was. I kept calling it Fiesta bread because it looked like a party to me.
Yeah.
But every time I call it that, Tracie would be like, what yarn did I make that was Fiesta bread? She goes, you mean Fuchsia bread. I'm like, oh yeah, that one. I call it my Fiesta bread top, but it is, the colorway is Fuchsia bread. All right. All right, that brings us to our final WIP projects, which are our blankets of knowledge. So I'm so excited. You guys, I get to show you the progress I've made on seaming up my 2022 first year blanket of knowledge.
Oh, I want to see. I haven't seen.
So
I
this,
think you might have showed me a little bit.
I don't know if you've seen it or not. This blanket is from the very first year of Blanket of Knowledge. It had different, some of the color stories are the same and some are different. This was from the color story Shell Shocked. And I had finished all of the blocks, and there had been some delays with getting the finishing yarn. So in the current Blanket of Knowledge, you receive your finishing yarn every month with your main yarn. And Tracie did that because she, we had issues getting the finishing yarn out for the 2022 blanket, so she was like, we're going to just send them all at the same time, and that solves that problem, which was a great idea. But if you have a first year Blanket of Knowledge, your finishing yarn should be coming soon, because I got mine. And granted, I get mine before you guys do because I'm special.
Well, you are.
But yours is coming. I promise. So I have got the finishing yarn, and I have seamed up the blanket.
I'm so
excited.
Beautiful. Now this was the block version, right?
The first year of Blanket of Knowledge, there was only blocks. So will you hold that up for me? So this is the first year. Whoops, this is the bottom. Hold on, we're doing it upside down.
Oh my gosh,
Okay.
It's so pretty.
All right, so this is the first year. It was done entirely in blocks. And I seamed it with a crochet hook. And I seamed it into strips, and then I seamed the strips.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh no! Sorry,
It's
that is not
gorgeous.
humble
Look at
at all,
that.
but I'm so proud of it.
Look at that pink.
Yeah, so these were all colors from the Shell Shocked color story from the first year.
Oh, beautiful.
And I did, this first year, there are a few blocks that are the same. For example, the October blocks are, well, even they're not exactly the same. Where's the other one? There's two of them somewhere. There's another one. Oh, here. So you can see here, the October blocks, they came in mini skeins, and you had to do a slightly different order for the second one because you didn't have enough yarn to do the same exact order. But most of the blocks are a little different. The April blocks are the same. That's these two here, because they were planned pooling, and so it wouldn't have worked with a different color. But a lot of the blocks I did, like here, this is the March block in the March color, and then this is the March block in either the April or the May color. I don't remember now. But most of them I did 2 blocks from each ball of yarn, and most of the time I did both blocks in different patterns. And mine actually has a few extra blocks too, because I have this block here. This was a design I designed for the blanket that we didn't wind up ever using. So I had the block because I had designed it.
Oh, that's really
So this one, is, and I have a few more blocks than most people will do. But yeah.
That's gorgeous.
Oh, and this is so fun. One of the things you can do with your graduation yarn is you have a graduation block. And so it says BOK 2022 to 23.
Fun.
So it has the little graduation block in it too.
That's awesome.
So I still need to put in the border. I think I'm going to do an applied I-cord border, which I will have to learn to do. I mean, I've made I-cord, strings of I-cord, and I've knit I-cord edges to things as I went, but I've never picked up and done I-cord. So I think that's what I'm going to do for my border. I haven't done that yet, but anyway, I was excited to get to show this.
This is very gorgeous.
It did take forever to seam up. I'll just tell you now, it took me 2 days. 2 days, 8 hours a day, where this was pretty much all I did.
Oh, okay. Because I'm like, 2 days, that's like...
No, like, I mean 2 whole days. Like, I didn't homeschool, I didn't do laundry, I didn't go anywhere, I didn't even cook. I got up, I started seaming. Now, also, some of that was having to weave in the ends, actually. That also included, because I had, for example, you see all these ends, I had all those ends to weave in. So some of that time was also spent weaving in ends. which if you are doing the block construction, let me just tell you, I would weave them in as you go. Do not leave yourself the task of weaving in 24 blocks worth of ends. Like, trust me. You don't want to do that all at once. It's not fun.
Doesn't sound fun.
It was not fun. But I did. I had to weave in all the ends, and then I seamed them. And I don't remember, I think I seamed them this direction. Yeah, I seamed them this direction first into strips. And then when I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strips, I laid them out and seamed them this direction. Oh, look at that. I left a stitch marker in there. Oh. Ta-da. Ta-da. Glad I saw that. I mean, it wouldn't hurt anything, but yeah, and then I seamed them this direction. So yeah. I'm so sorry. I'm just going to show it to you again because I'm just so proud of it.
It's gorgeous.
Oh, my beautiful. I know. I know. All right. It's beautiful because Tracie dyes beautiful yarn and comes up with beautiful patterns.
Yes.
That is why it is beautiful. I'm very, very, very excited about it. And it's a nice size. It's like, oh, it's not a, like it won't go on a twin bed, but it's a good lap, like throw size.
Yes. For yourself and a child
Or
a
just
friend.
for myself.
Or for yourself.
Or you can cuddle with your friends.
Yes, I was going to say our friend.
Do you want to cuddle with me under my blanket?
Not right now in almost July.
It's a little bit hot.
Ask again in
So
November.
hopefully next month in August I will have the I-cord edging and it will be like all the way done. Woo. That's been a long-term project and I'm excited about it. And I am coming up on finishing my year 2 blankets of knowledge. Because about 12 months is a plenty big enough for me. I mean, I'll still do blanket of knowledge. I'll just start a new blanket in August. So I have June, and then I'll do July on the 2 blankets I've been doing. And then starting in August, you guys will see I'll start a new one. But yeah, so I have done nothing on the June blanket of knowledge. Well, I mean, I made the video. So if you've got your blanket of knowledge box, you've seen the video. I did knit the pattern for the video. But my own blanket, it looks the same as it looked last month. But I didn't actually show it last month because I got 2 this time because I know I'm gonna want extra. But it is so pretty. This is the Majestic Sky colorway for the Enchanted Blanket of Knowledge for June. And since I have the blanket, we'll pull it out and I'll show it to you. Yeah. This is the strip construction. Whew. Sorry, it's really hot to be showing off blankets, but we're going to try.
Well, you have to talk about it so that way, you know, because it'll be right around the corner. You know what I mean? I mean, we're almost halfway through the summer, right?
Y'all tell her to hush. I do not want to think about how close we are to the fall right now. But yes, so this one is the strip construction, and this year was the first year that strip construction was an option. And I talked a little bit about this last month, so I'll try not to like repeat myself too bad, but I thought that this would be my favorite because no seaming, right? When I'm done in July, all I have to do is the border and it's done. But like she just said, it's July and this thing is hot. Like I only knit on it at home when I can put it on the table so it's not sitting on my lap. And I haven't knit on it this month at all because I was busy knitting a sweater and seaming up that other one. But yeah, I'm very, very happy. I will get it caught up by the time the August video comes out, I'm sure. Love these big bags. This is another favorite bag of mine. This is from Knit Dallas. This bag is called, it's a Della Q bag. But it's a great, big, huge bag, and it fits my big, huge blanket. So I like that. And then, what about your blanket of knowledge? You want to show yours?
Yes. So my blanket of knowledge is coming along a little slower, but that's okay.
Because she's only been knitting for 1 year, literally.
When I started, I had only been knitting for 3 months. Not even 3 months. 2 months. And so I've had to take frog each section as many, I think the first month was 4 times to get it right, but that's okay. I'm super excited. Now you can tell that mine was started in August, and as it was heading into the fall, we have, see, this would have been August, and then September, October, and then a November color, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And so mine are definitely more, the leaves are falling, and this is Cabin in the Woods color.
Well,
color.
and you didn't feel comfortable with the Japanese cable pattern that was September. So you kept the colors in order, but you skipped the September pattern.
Yes. So this was, August was the way it came, and then September color but October pattern, October color but November pattern, November color but December pattern. Yeah.
And your plan is, are you going to go back and just do your final color in this pattern?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Which I like this pattern. It was super fun. So yeah, I won't mind going back and doing that.
And by then you'll have had a whole year's worth of experience in knitting too, so hopefully that won't be so scary.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've been showing you my Cabin in the Woods in blocks, but this is an example of a Cabin in the Woods in strips.
In strips, yes.
And I think you have your June Cabin in the Woods box
yes.
to show, don't you?
I do, and when okay, so I'm so excited. When I opened
She's just now getting
I
it.
did, yes.
It came to my house and I didn't give it to her till today.
And this color, I'm going to have to go online and order another one. This is Cabin in the Woods, and the color is telling the understory. So tell me what an because I did not know, Tracie did not know, and I did not know what an understory was.
So Tracie and I came up with the name for this colorway while I was in Arkansas a few weeks ago. But the understory is that dark layer of woods that's under the canopy and near the ground where the shadows are, and that's what it made me think of, because it's the dark greens and the grays and sort of like the shadowy woodsy. It's not detritus, that's not the right word, but the stuff on the ground.
So pretty. I need like 5 of them.
And so I was like, we should call it understory. And she was like, what's the understory? So I was having to Google it because I remembered it had to do with the forest, but even I couldn't remember like exactly what it meant. And she's like, oh, that's good color for it, but nobody's gonna know what that meant. And she's like, what about telling the understory? I was like, oh, I love that, because it goes with our color stories and our journey theme. Anyway, that was a fun one to name.
When you get your box, it comes in this little compact box, which is so cute because it's all neatly tucked inside. And then this is the bonus
finishing
stitch,
yarn.
the finishing yarn. Yeah, and I love it. It's this beautiful kind of cloudy gray color. And then you always get a little something extra along with it. So I have a pin that says never, never give up, which is perfect because
it's perfect for you.
I will never give up on my knitting, right?
Right.
And then I'm super excited about some red, white, and blue gummy bears for the upcoming patriotic holiday. And then the pattern. And then there's a video. There's a QR code to scan, and Katie shows the stitch and the whole pattern.
Yeah, I got the knitting videos cover the entire pattern pretty much from start to finish.
So if you're newer like I am, and it helps to watch it, because some of the abbreviations and stuff I'm just not used to yet. I'm still learning, and so that is super, super helpful.
Thanks.
Very
and you
helpful.
got a stitch marker. This month they were June roses, which I loved.
And I love it against this.
Yeah, it brings out the pinky in the rose really nicely.
So exciting.
So that is your Cabin in the Woods. My Cabin in the Woods is the same color. and I haven't done, I wound it into a ball. And
see what it looks like when it's in a ball.
Put it in my
bag.
In fact, if you want, you can have this one. And I'll take that one and go wind it. That way you don't have to.
Oh my gosh, I would love you forever.
If you want to trade.
Thank you.
I should have thought to wind it before I brought it.
I do.
Just trade me. Take your stitch marker out though. So you don't have to do it by hand.
Do it by hand. My gosh.
If you'll remind me, I can do that for you every month until you get a ball winder.
Oh, I love you. Thank you.
Just don't let me forget. That's yours. That part's yours.
Oh, I gotta give you that.
There you go.
I might send home my next color.
Yeah, sure.
So so that way you can do that.
You want that?
Yes, I do. Thank you. Yes, I like.
So I'll go home and wind mine back. My other one back up here.
Look at how cute. Oh, I love it. Exciting.
Yay. Oh my goodness. So it's time for a little blanket of knowledge show and tell. So every month I'm hoping to feature a couple of projects from fellow blanket of knowledge knitters and crocheters. This month I have 2 different versions of the Enchanted color story. This first one is a knit version done in strips by Evelyn, and she has chosen to do white yarn as her contrast instead of black, which makes the whole thing look so different. And the second one is a crocheted version of the Enchanted done in strips by Sylvia. If you would like to have your blanket appear on the podcast, just send an email with pictures of your progress to the channel email that you can find in the description box down below, and I'd love to feature your work next month. Everyone is doing such a great job. Oh my goodness. So, if you are not knitting the blanket of knowledge, you should be knitting the blanket of knowledge.
You do.
And you should use my affiliate link, which is in the description box down below, to sign up. It does support my channel. It helps me mail out the prizes that I give out every month, and it is no extra cost for you. So if you are interested in doing this with us, please check that out. In fact, if you're going to do any shopping at Hot Springs Fiber Company, please use my affiliate link. It does help the channel, and I very much appreciate it. And one thing that everyone watching needs to go and check out is Hot Springs Fiber Company is doing an advent calendar this year. And pre-orders are still up. So a lot of times by this point in the year, advent calendar pre-orders have already gone. And so you have to get in early, but hers still is up. You can order it, and you guys, it is going to be so, so cool. Because you'll have your little, every day of the month of December through the 25th, you'll have your little packets to open with yarn. And it's gonna come with a pattern. So there's actually a thing to make out of all of this. So you're not just going to wind up with a dozen or 2 dozen random balls of yarn. There's going to be a pattern with it. And there's going to be a book written along, and each day will be the next part of the story. Yeah. And the book...
I want to sign up.
I know! I'm so
I need to go sign up.
Yeah, use my affiliate link.
Okay, I'll use it.
Yeah, so the book, the story, it's going to be... I don't remember what the title of the story is. Letters from Mom. The idea behind the book is that these 2 sisters have lost their mother, and they're going through the house and taking care of her things, and they're finding letters that their mother left for them. Aww. In all of this stuff. And so every day you will have the yarn, that's the advent calendar. You will have a pattern, so like something to do with it, like instructions to make a thing. And I don't know if it's a shawl or a sweater, or it's probably a shawl. I should know this, you guys. I'm really sorry. I was reading all about it, and she was telling me about it, and I was all excited about it, but clearly, with all the stress of the last month, some things didn't get moved over to permanent storage. I think it's a shawl. And so you'll have the yarn, the pattern for the yarn, the shawl, and the story to read with it.
Oh, fun.
So definitely, I am definitely going to have an advent calendar. Sounds like my friend is going to get an advent calendar. You should go to the link and sign up for the advent calendar. It is not your run-of-the-mill advent calendar. It is going to be way cool.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, I am too. I've done one advent calendar before. Well, I sort of did too. I bought an advent calendar that was just yarn, and it was that dyer's first year to do an advent calendar. So it was literally just the 24 yarn little mini skeins, and then the one big skein for the 25th. And it didn't come packaged or anything. It was just the yarn. But I bought it that way because I was giving it to my mom as a birthday present, because her birthday's in December. And so I took every little mini skein and wound it up and put it in a little, like a wedding favor box with like stitch markers, or I don't remember what all I put in there. Pattern codes, like I bought her a few patterns and put pattern codes in there, or stickers, or lotion, or...
Oh, how fun.
You know, anyways, and I put all of those little wedding favor boxes in a big box, so that she opened her big box, and then each wedding favor box was numbered, 1, 2, 3, 4,
yes.
And she could open them up, and she got a birthday present every day of December from the 1st to the 25th.
That's a wonderful idea.
Yeah, it was fun. So after I bought the one for her, I was like, man, I wish I had bought one for me. So my husband, he went and bought one for me, and I had fun, and I opened all the... Mine just had the mini skeins. It didn't have any little thingies in it, but they did come in little packages, which was fun. But I mean, when I got done, I had 24 widely varying colors, and I didn't know what to do with it. My mom made an Advent shawl out of the one I gave her that she found a pattern for on Ravelry, and then she had enough yarn left over that she knit the same shawl in reverse the other direction and gave me one too.
Oh,
so we
fun.
have complementary shawls. Yeah, that was fun. But still, a lot of times with Advent calendars, like I still have most of the yarn from that Advent calendar because I don't know what to do with it. I could knit a shawl like my mom did, which was just a garter stitch, multicolored shawl, but I already have one because she gave me one, so I haven't been in a big hurry to do that. But I have a fishbowl, literally like a big fishbowl full of Advent yarn from 3 years ago that, it's pretty and I love owning it, but I don't know what to do with it. So I like that the Hot Springs Fiber Company Advent has a purpose. Like every day there'll be a part of a pattern to go with it. So that is really cool.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah. So definitely go sign up for that. Oh my goodness. Acquisitions. While we're talking about buying stuff. I have
Go acquire yourself.
Yeah. I'm going to show you some things I've acquired. I have so one fun thing I got a sneak peek while I was in Arkansas of the Yarn Crawl bag. Hold on. Ugh. So this is the 2024 Arkansas Yarn Crawl bag. It is very similar to last year's. The design is the same basic idea, but it has the additional shops because I think last year there was only, Knit Unto Others, Arkansas Yarn Co., Rich Mountain Fiber, and one of these, I think, maybe Unraveled, were the only ones in the Yarn Crawl last year. So there's more shops participating this year because Hot Springs Fiber Company's in there, and Ozark Knitting Company, and the Suey Skeins Yarn Shop, I think, are new this year. And I like the bag. It is a slightly different shape. It's a little taller. It's not as wide as last year's, and it has a snap, which I really like. Yeah. So, and I think it's a nicer, thicker fabric than last year's too. So I got my Yarn Crawl bag all ready because life's not fair. And I already got my passport. So I've already picked up my passport. I am definitely going to visit, and the Beehive. I think they're new this year. I forgot them down there. I'm definitely going to hit the Beehive, Knit Unto Others, and Arkansas Yarn Co. and Hot Springs Fiber Company, because when I drive from Texas, like if this is the map, I'm like right here. And I can come up, and if I, drive a little creatively, I can get to all those shops on my way to Hot Springs. So on the first day of the Yarn Crawl, that's my plan, is to hit all 3 of those shops. And then last year, I hit Rich Mountain Fiber Company, but not until the Yarn Crawl was technically over. Because I went on my way home, I just kind of detoured a little and then came home. Okay. So I don't know if I'll make it to the 3 up in the northern part of Arkansas, but I'll try. We'll see. But yeah, so I have my passport all ready to go, and I already have my bag. You'll get your bag when you go to your first shop. You get your bag, I believe. So
exciting.
Yay. And then I do have a couple of other acquisitions. So I'm excited to use these. I haven't used these ever before. These are knit blockers. They are blocking pins, but they're like there's like a little, they're like in a line to help kind of keep your edges straight, I guess. I usually just use T-pins, or if I run out of T-pins, just regular old sewing pins, like the little plastic head sewing pins. So Tracie gave these to me, and I'm excited to use them to help make my edges a little straighter. I've never used them before, but
those look cool.
And I got a new ball winder because my other one broke. So I have had the same $20 plastic loops and threads from Michael's ball winder since I started knitting in 2016.
Oh, wow.
Like it's broken several times, but my handy husband has always managed to fix it. And about, 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was winding yarn and it just exploded. Like little bits of plastic went everywhere. I was like, honey, can you fix this? And he tried and could not fix it. And then one of my sons was like, can I try? And I was like, sure. So he tried, and he's like, I fixed it. And he did. He fixed it for 2 whole winds before it exploded again. So I was like, I've had this thing a long time. It was a cheap winder. It is time for a new one. So I went to my favorite yarn store, Hot Springs Fiber Company, because shipping is free, and I ordered a likey wooden ball. Yeah, I'll have to put a picture. I didn't bring it with me. But it's beautiful, and my favorite thing about it is so so quiet. It makes no noise. My other one was plastic and metal, and it would rattle and rattle and rattle and rattle. This one, you can't even tell that I'm winding. And I wound these cakes with my new one. It makes really pretty cakes too. So I'm very happy. And your cake was wound with my new one. Pretty much anything I've wound in the last month was wound with that new one because I broke my old one kind of early on in the month.
Well, I thank you for doing that.
You're welcome.
Tony thanks you for doing it.
No problem. I'm really sorry I haven't done this sooner.
Oh my, no.
I'm very sorry. All right, and then I also have some, I got yarn too. I'm sorry, y'all. I have a problem. We all know it. There's no point in, I know. This is a new kind of plan or way of doing yarn that Hot Springs Fiber Company is doing. So she has these pictures, and these were, like, this was the green color story from the first year's Blanket of Knowledge. It's called Love, 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 Love. Love's True Love. It's called True Love. And so she has dyed up, I think, a set of like 8 or 10 colors that all go together. And you can go into the shop and you can see the picture and you can see the colors and kind of buy, like, because, you know, sometimes it's hard to tell, like, what colors go with what. Like, what should I knit together?
Pretty.
So you can get, you know, all of it or part of it. Like, in my case, I just got the 2 orange crush colors because it's me we're talking about.
And that's your
it's
shade.
Orange.
Orange.
So, but if I had wanted, like, there was 8 more, like, greens and pinks that all went with it. And anyway, it is a super cute way to do it. And I think she has 3 or 4 of the color stories that she's doing this way. So there, it's just a real fun way to think about your yarn, so that if you're trying to think, you know, I need 3 colors for a Steve & West shawl, or it's Steve & West, you need 7 colors, whatever you need, you can go, and she already has like a palette, like based on a picture. So I thought that was really clever, and she gifted these to me because I'm spoiled, and these are mine, and I love them too. And then, because I'm telling you I'm spoiled, one of the ladies in my Thursday yarn club, you weren't there on Thursday, so you missed all the excitement. Her name is Lori. Lori brought a whole bunch of yarn to donate, and when we donate yarn in our yarn club at our library, it's, you know, if you want it, you can just take it. If nobody wants it, we just put it on the cart, and somebody might want it later. Well, she had put this big bag of yarn, and everybody was going through it, and I was like, oh, I don't need any more yarn. And she's like, well, I saved this for you. And this is what she pulled out.
Ooh.
Except she didn't save 1 for me. She saved 4 for me.
Oh my goodness.
And you guys, this is last year's DFW Destination Yarn colorway.
That's
Cowboy Take Me Away, which I wanted to buy so bad last year. And remember, I was on a tight budget last year, and I didn't buy it. And then Lori gave it to me. And I'm a really terrible person. I should have offered to pay her or something, but I was just so in shock. So Lori, actually, next time I see you, we'll talk about it, because you really shouldn't have given all this to me for free. But yeah, isn't that beautiful?
It is really gorgeous.
She had ordered it, and I guess she had been at the Fiber Festival, and she didn't buy it then because they had sold out, which they did early on. And I guess she decided she would order it later because she's a weaver. And I guess she had thought it would be more yellow and less orange on the ends, and it didn't really look like what she had envisioned, and she didn't think she was going to do anything with it, and she said that she knew I would do something with it, and I will definitely do something with it. But yeah,
That's beautiful.
I love this Destination Yarns. So yeah, not that I needed any more yarn, because we all know that I need that like I need a hole in my head, but I got more yarn.
Oops, could never have more.
I really don't think you can. I mean, it doesn't expire. It doesn't go bad. And I do knit from stash. I can't think of any example of that right this second. But I swear I do. Oh no, I can think of an example. We'll talk about, well, actually, I didn't forget you guys. I have some things to share with you too. So this is the shareable for this month. I apologize for the plastic. I put it in plastic because I wanted to keep the 2 things together. But all of this was donated to us, to you, by Hot Springs Fiber Company. So thank you, Tracie and Hot Springs Fiber Company. She is the most supportive person well, you're supportive too. I don't want to say. I have many supportive friends. Okay, this is not exclusionary, but she's very supportive
I don't have
of my
yarn
channel.
to...
So she has donated Moonshine hand paints.
Ooh.
This is a luxury blend of Peruvian Highland wool, extra fine baby alpaca, and organic silk. And guys, I wish you could squish it. Squish it. She can squish it. Now, I have to warn you, Antonia, you won not last month, but the month before, right?
Yes.
When you co-host, you cannot enter. So you cannot win this. Look at her face. I'm sorry. I should have warned her before I told her.
Getting me out of it.
I know.
I talked to nobody.
Edit you out of that would be a weird video. So,
oh, that's beautiful.
you cannot win this, but you can.
Yes.
The way that you win it is you comment below. Any comment, if you say hi, if you say booger, I don't care. It'll get you entered to win. I paired it with this Cash Silk Light from Lanes de Nord, which is like a, let's see, it's 68% merino, 22% silk, and 10% cashmere. And I paired them together because I thought they looked like kind of like the June green ground and the cloudy. We've had a lot of rain. It's like the cloudy sky. That's what it made me think of. So I thought these would be really pretty together in like a cowl, or maybe, I was kind of thinking a cowl or scarf.
It reminds me of like Ireland, like it's just like this castle out in the overcast.
So, these two yarns, and because it's June, and in July I will be going to spend the week of the Arkansas Yarn Crawl in Hot Springs, and I will be at Hot Springs Fiber Company probably every day, at least most days of the yarn crawl, and we will be staying in the Golden Adventure RVs. So Golden Adventure, if you guys are in the Hot Springs area or you want a vacation there, this is the coolest way to stay. You book your own national park like camping spot for the RV. And then you book the RV through Golden Adventures, and they bring the RV to the national park and set it up. So you don't have to gas it, drive it, set it up. You just go and check into the national park and your RV is already set up. And we're going to stay in the RV in July. And then when you're ready to leave, you check out, you just leave, and they come and they pack everything back up and take the RV back. And they will go to any national park, I think within 50 miles of Hot Springs.
Oh, how cool.
I'll put a link to her website down below so you can double check that. But yeah, it is awesome. So my whole family is coming to the yarn crawl with me. They're not going to be at the shop every day. They may be at the shop some, but not every day. And we are staying in an RV from Golden Adventures RV. So all of that to say, you get a little RV stitch marker to go with the prize this month. And Tracie sent an extra pin, and this one says, I can and I will, which is what she sent in my box. So I don't know if Tracie just randomly threw pins in boxes, but if it was random, she could not have picked better saying for you or a better saying for me. Like, it was perfect. So mine says this is not mine. I have one. But mine has the same saying as the one I'm giving away. I can and I will. So that is our prize. We gave away a prize last month, and I announced the winner in the bonus sode, and she has already received her prize, and I believe she loves it because she tells me she does. So I'm so glad when I get to hear back from my prize winners and they like their prize.
Yes.
That makes me feel good.
Well,
So,
you give really good prizes, so
Well,
it would be
I
hard not to like.
I have a lot of help with that. My mother has donated a lot of Expression Fiber Arts yarn, which is super nice yarn. Tracie has donated just a ton of yarn, either her own hand-dyed or other commercial yarns that are always really nice yarns. And some of it's come from my stash too, but actually not as much as you'd think. Mostly I've had other people give me yarn to give you guys, which is great. My husband gave you guys all those ball sacks. I love my ball sack. I think my socks are in my ball sack. I have two. I have this one and I have a tote version. And I gave away the tote version last month.
Yes.
Anyway. So yeah, comment below to be entered to win. I will pick a winner before I do the August video. So it's not a perfect science. I usually film 2 or 3 days before the first. So probably as long as you get a comment down there by, let's see, how many days are in July? 31. So as long as you get a comment in by the 28th, it'll probably be entered to win. So make sure if you are wanting to win that you do that. Oh, that came out of there. Okay, there we go. And yeah, that's the things to share. And now, I want to talk about plans. So because I had to frog half that sweater and reknit it, I'm a little bit behind. I was hoping to have more done on my Hexie baby blanket, so that will definitely be a focus for July. Catching up on my blanket of knowledges will be a focus for July. Finishing the 2022 blanket of knowledge will be a focus for July. I don't know, a lot of blankets in July. I need to do some stuff on my sock machine, so that I'm going to try to get at least some video, even if it's just literally a plain sock going around and around, up for July. Because I wanted to get all the little animal socks I'm making for my family for Christmas. Yes. I wanted to get them all, the bases knit on the sock machine and then just attach the little appendages and stuff. I'm kind of trying to figure out though, because so I'm doing the bubbles one so I could see how they were constructed, and plus that's a pattern, so I didn't want to do that on the machine. But they're knit cuff down, and they have, like, you do pearls where the eyes for the animal will be. So I'm trying to decide if I want to knit the sock on my machine and just start like right at the ankle and do a heel and a toe and then pick up the stitches and knit the cuff up. But that would be backwards from the way the pattern instructions are going to be written, which could be confusing.
I can give you no advice.
Yeah. Or I could knit the sock toe up to the leg, and I would still wind up having to pick up the leg and knit up, which is still opposite. Or I could try knitting the cuff down the leg through the eyes and then attaching it to the machine and doing... Anyway, I'm not real sure how I'm going to do that exactly. Still thinking about that. But I plan to do something with my sock machine in the next 2 weeks. So hopefully before I go to the Arkansas yarn crawl, that I'm to tell you guys, because maybe if I tell you, I will make myself actually do it, have at least one sock machine video up before the 19th. That's my goal. If it doesn't happen, I'm sorry. But
goals.
Yeah, goals, plans. And then let's see, what else do I have planned? Oh yeah, my pastor and his wife are having a baby, and I still want to get a baby blanket knit for them. So I'm planning to do the Buy and Love blanket. So it's basically, as soon as I finish crocheting the Hexie blanket for my friends, the Bacons. Goodness, that was hard. Once their baby blanket is done, I plan to start the baby blanket for the Presley baby, which will be knit. So yeah, I need to get some blankets done in the next few weeks. And then I am going to do, the DFW project for the DFW Fiber Festival. They have a knit version and a crochet version. I think this away is the knit version and that away is the crochet version. And I'm probably going to start that sometime in July. I brought the yarn to show you, but I don't know where it got buried. Hold on just a second. I found it. I'm telling you, you guys, you can ask her, like, everything is in these neat piles in the order that we're going to talk about it. And now by the end of it, literally there's yarn and bags and blankets all over her living room. And I rearranged her furniture.
1, 2, 3. I told her it was okay because I might like it better. You know how you every once in a while you just need to rearrange her furniture.
I don't know because I never rearrange my furniture.
Well, that's what I hear. And then it's like you modeled, but you didn't.
Yeah, if somebody went into my house and rearranged my furniture without me knowing, I would die. I would have a heart attack. I would cry. It would be bad. I have never rearranged my furniture, except the only time in the almost 11 years we've lived in this house. The only time we've moved furniture is if we've replaced something, like we got a new couch, so the old couch left, but the new couch just went back in the same spot. Or when we used to have our dining room table in my kitchen, and the dining room was my big spacious office. And then my cute little 4 sons grew up into these giant hulking boys. Asher and Levi were standing next to me the other day, and they're like, I'm like, my kids are really big. Yeah, we didn't fit in the breakfast nook of my kitchen very long. So I moved the furniture. I swapped out, moved my office into the breakfast nook, and then the office became an actual dining room so that my family of 6 would fit around the table. That's the only time I've rearranged furniture. I don't like to move things. Like, once they are where they are, they just stay put. Stay put. Yeah. But I'll help you move your furniture back. And I'll clean up my mess off your floor. I promise.
It's not even a mess.
Anyway, we digress. We squirrel. Sorry. I was going to show you the colors for my this away and my this away. I'm not crocheting the that away. I am definitely enjoying crochet, and I plan to crochet some shawls and things, but I'm not quite there yet. But I am going to knit the This Away shawl by Caitlin Hunter, I think. No, Carissa Browning. This Away by Carissa Browning, and these are the colors I'm going to use. I bought this yarn when we went to Indianapolis, Indiana for the Women of, no, not Women of Faith. Really pretty. It was a conference. It wasn't Women of Faith. It was, I'll remember in a minute. I'll figure it out and I'll put it on the screen what the conference was that we went to. My mom and I and some women from our church went. And I can't think of what it was called, but it was a Christian women's conference that we went to. And one of the days my mom and I decided to walk to a yarn store because it was like, I don't know, 3 miles away, and my mom and I are like, that's not that far, we can walk. And we did. We walked to the yarn store. We took an Uber back though. Because it was, you know, 3 miles doesn't seem like that much until you walk it in the hot.
I was gonna say, what was the weather like?
It was June or July. Yeah. It was not. I mean, it's not Texas in June or July, but it wasn't cool either.
Right.
And I think I was wearing like a dress, and probably not walking shoes because, anyway, I bought this way back then. That was like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, several years ago, and it's just been sitting in my stash. Not sure what it wants to be. Obviously, duck potato colors here. I have a palette for sure. And I saw the This Away shawl, and I was like, I have the perfect yarn. Now, this is lace weight. It's not fingering weight, but I think if I just go down a needle size and I knit the biggest shawl, I think it'll be fine. I may go down 2 needle sizes. What's the recommended needle size for this? 3.5, 2.5 to 3.5. That's a needle size? Not in the U.S. We don't have two. Well, we have 2s and 3s. We have 1.5s.
The smallest one I have, I think, is 4.
I'm not really sure what the recommended needle size is for this. This is Lang Yarns Ayumi Bomb Wool Mako. I don't think that's in English. Oop, come back here. It is 77% cotton and 23% nylon. So it should make a nice summer shawl. You know, not too hot. And it's a chainette yarn, which I really like. I like chainette yarns.
So what's that?
So usually yarn is plied. But if you look at this, it's like they knit a chain. Do you see the little knits down in there? Mm-hmm. As opposed to like this, where the yarn is plied, and I can actually separate the plies.
Right.
And I'll get 3 different strands. I know it's 3 because Hot Springs Fiber Company's a 3-plied yarn. But you see there, I can pull out 3 individual. Oh, this one's a 4-ply yarn. Shows you what I know. 4-ply yarn. Why did I think it was a 3-ply yarn? Maybe the sport weight's 3 plies. Anyway, you can separate the plies. This, there's no plies to separate. It's like knit into a tube, and then you knit with the tube. So you can see like there's this base of nylon, and then it has the cotton kind of around it. Yeah, it's very squishy. But anyway, that is my plans for this, and I've already put it in a bag and everything because I like to do that.
It's all ready to go.
Yeah. So the next time I need to stress cast on, at least I'll stress cast on something I actually planned on making instead of being jealous of my friend's project and casting on what she's making.
I need to work on that today.
You need to work on being jealous of your friends?
No,
on the towel.
shawl. Sorry.
I was thinking, you're not. You're like the sweetest person ever. What are you talking about?
That's not what I meant. I meant the shawl. I have to work on the shawl.
Gotcha.
Not being jealous.
You're doing good. Your cowl is beautiful. I don't think there's any mistakes in it. It's just gorgeous. Here, pull it off and let's hold it up.
I did like a stretchier ribbing, which I wasn't sure if I would like, but I think I do kind of like it because sometimes I like to put it over my hair without it mussing my hair, and it kind of makes it just a little bit
I like
wider.
this lace detail that's going on here. That's super fun.
There actually is a mistake in it. I got mixed up when I was doing in the round, and I got it, I think I was telling you I got it off a layer, and then so I took it out, and then I tried to do it again, but it was the same. So when I
can't hide
when I blocked it, I just pushed up a little bit more on one side.
So do you have like a little short row in there somewhere?
Yes, I do. So,
That's funny.
but I can't tell.
You can't tell.
And I don't think anybody else can tell when I wear it, so I really don't care.
No, nobody can tell. Yes, it's lovely.
I love it.
Set it off.
I really like it.
If you let it go straight down the front, it looks a little bit like a bib. So
Yeah.
I highly recommend wearing your shawls and cowdanas to the side.
To the side.
Although, I mean, I have my Grand Gesture cowl, which is, I wear it straight down. So you could do that too. It doesn't really matter. That's the fun thing. You can wear them however you want.
Yeah.
There aren't any rules that I know of. All right, folks. That is all. If that is not enough, I don't know what to tell you. How long have we been talking? I can't tell. 1 hour and 17 minutes? Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow.
We've been talking to you for a long time. You guys are probably ready for us to hush.
Be chatting it up.
I am going to close this in prayer. I am so grateful for all of you, and I hope to see you all next month. Be on the lookout for a bonus ode about the sock machine, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. If it doesn't happen, again, my sincere apologies, but I do intend to try to get that out for you. And I'll see you guys next month. Gracious Lord Jesus, we thank you so much for the many, many, many blessings that you shower on us in all ways and in all times. Lord, I thank you that you are with us even through the hard times when our families are sick or hurting or when the weather is bad. Lord, you are never further away than a cry out to you. And I am so very grateful for the way you have provided for my family and taken care of us, and for keeping my mother-in-law and my grandmother in your loving arms. And I thank you for my friend, Lord, and for all the fun that we have, and for the creative desire that you gave us, Lord. In so many ways, you make us in your image, and that is such a gracious gift, Lord, our desire to create things and to make beauty. And in your Son's most precious name we pray. Amen.
Amen.